Oh.
Thank you. We're back on the record here. We're at item number 11, APRA warrants for approval.
There are no ARPA awards this week. As I mentioned last week, we're spying a couple of very large ones. Hoping that we see some movement within the next week, but nothing this week.
Thank you, Director Cook. Next, bid openings, we have none. Contract awards for the unleaded, middle grade unleaded gasoline, the diesel fuel, the number 2 fuel oil.
This will be handled by Nancy Rockwell.
Nancy, please.
Yeah.
Start off by. I saw her start to come out.
Yeah, I thought she was coming.
Ready to talk about fuel?
Do you have all the staff you need now? Everyone hired? Does I ask you that?
We're gonna look out
It's,
the assistant vocational principal.
yeah.
Hello,
For
Nancy.
former job needs to be.
Oh,
then we're-
Tell us about the fuel oil contracts, Nancy.
We're gonna award 4 different contracts today. One for unleaded gas, one for mid-grade unleaded, one for low sulfur diesel fuel, and one for number 2 heating oil. The bids are adders on the Opus, which is for a fluctuating rate, and the NYMEX, which is for a fixed rate, and the rates were averaged together to decide who the low bidder was for each fuel. So I would recommend a contract be awarded to Global Mantello Group Corp. For unleaded gasoline and diesel fuel for a period of 3 years for the South Shore Purchasing Group.
Mark, Bill Buckley just sent me, Bill Buckley just sent me the link.
Any questions or comments?
do we have just to state the rate on that, or is there a?
Yes, so there's 2 fixed adders. One is the Opus Wholesale Low Rack, which is for the fluctuating price. Year 1, the rate is 0.4557. Year 2 is 0.4657. Year 3 is 0.4757. The fixed adder over NYMEX, first year is 0.5504. Year 2, 0.5604. Year 3, 0.5704. Diesel fuel, the fixed adder over the Opus for the first year is 0.4716. Year 2, 0.4816. Year 3, 0.4916. And the fixed adder over NYMEX for diesel, year 1 is 0.5930. Year 2 is 0.6030. Year 3 is 0.6130.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, do you
Sure,
have
any
previous
questions?
experience with Global? too?
Oh, yes,
Yeah, so they're pretty sure of getting the supply.
yes.
You know, so that's
We've
important.
used them in the past?
Great.
We've been using them for several years.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd move the approval to award for unleaded gasoline and diesel fuel to Global
Montello Group.
Montello Group for the rate stated and presented today at our meeting. That'd be for 3
Years.
3-year contract, effective
September 1st.
September 1st.
Second. Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next. It is me.
Next, I will recommend award for number 2 heating oil to Devaney Energy. A fixed adder over the Opus Wholesale Low Rad Boston, year 1, 0.1930, year 2, 0.2130, year 3, 0.2330. Then a fixed adder over the NYMEX, year 1, 0.5980, year 2, 0.5980, year 3, 0.5980. Again, for a period of 3 years for the South Shore Purchasing Group, number 2 heating oil.
Move approval of the contract to South Shore Heating Oil, South Shore
Devaney Energy,
Devaney Energy for the heating oil at the price as stated for a period of 3 years,
yes,
effective September 1. So
Yes.
moved.
Second. They're known to us too. I see the truck.
Yes.
Don't know that they're coming here, but.
all three are known.
Okay. Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Next would be a contract for Dennis K. Burke for mid-grade gasoline for a fixed data over the Opus wholesale low rate Boston average, year 1.5199, year 2.5299, year 3.5399, and a fixed data over the NYMEX, year 1.6199, year 2.6299, and year 3.6399.
Mid-grade unleaded. Dennis Burke.
I move, Mr. Chairman, approval of the bid to Dennis Burke for mid-grade gasoline for the rate stated for 3-year period effective September 1, effective September 1 as presented. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, it is a vote.
Thank you.
Okay, that completes the
Thank you,
fuel oil
Nancy.
bid.
Thanks, Vance.
Number 14, report on the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Director Cronin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I mentioned, there are no awards this week, but I wanted to briefly update the commissioners on a productive call we had with the town of Stoughton this week. As Commissioner Stady understands and knows, we've been working through Selectman Joe McCrisky and his team. There's been some transition of leadership at Stoughton with the new town administrator. Their financial director recently resigned. So the new interim town manager asked for some assistance with Clifton Larson on use of the portal, uploading of a specific grant. I think as Commissioner Stady knows, Stoughton is looking at a single award to help offset a significant portion of a rebuild of a fire station and I think it's an emergency communication center or something along that line. So we had a conversation about how to assist them. I believe they're on their way. They needed to change some certifier profiles. That was accomplished yesterday. One of the issues that I'll speak with Commissioner Stady and the town of Stoughton offline is the timing of the award. In this case, I don't believe they're prepared to go out to bid for the work associated with the county funds until February of 2023. So the question will be, they may be looking for simply a grant award letter that announces the intention to make the money available to them while we withhold the funds until they need them. That's pretty much what we've done in the other conditions. Either way, Mark Tisdale, pleasure to work with. He understands that he's just simply looking for some guaranteed notes so that they can move forward with the public process that's in front of them. So good call. And again, high praise for Clifton Larson. We had their senior auditor and their line auditor on the line giving technical assistance. Bill Buckley emailed their technology people and was able to get their profiles changed that day. So good support all around. And I think Stoughton's in good hands and hopefully we'll be hearing from them pretty soon. That's all I have on the ARPA side. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I want to
Yes.
commend Director Cronin and Clifton Larson for going the extra mile with Stoughton. I know, I remember Mr. McCrisky appreciates this, and they're in a little bit of flux over there, shall we say. So the extra help they're getting from us is greatly appreciated, and it does obviously look good for the county to be helping our member towns like that. So it's great. Question for you, if I could, on ARPA. Can we get the latest update in terms of all we've given out when you get a chance, when you could? And secondly, any idea what the other counties are doing still on ARPA? I'm hearing rumors that Bristol's been getting that money, and yet we're led to believe they aren't. Someone I ran into, one of the officials, said, no, they're doing great. So
there was an update at our last meeting. Bristol reported a significant uptick
Okay.
in applications.
Okay,
Plymouth, not much at all.
okay,
They're not as active.
okay.
They're still burning through the CARES money too, right?
Well, yeah, Plymouth had, as you know, access to CARES. The other counties did not. And as of December 31st, 2021, they were still distributing their CARES funds. So their market, you could suggest, Commissioner Collins, is fairly enriched by the first round of CARES funds. The other counties did not have that access. But Tom has said that they have had a couple of inquiries. I believe it was Plymouth, I think, the town of Plymouth. But they're not as active. But to your point, Bristol has.
Okay, to clarify that, just came to me too, to clarify for my colleagues. So I attended a coffee session with Congressman Ostencross, who has just a few towns in our county, but he was in Sharon. I happened to have a conversation with him about opera and a few other things. And basically, they're his age, his staff. And that's what I had said about, well, we're far ahead. And then they pointed out politely, Bristol now has gotten the game, which is good, which is great, which is good. And I also mentioned to him our concerns about the revenue sharing, and he gave me somewhat of context I can follow up on, but they're gonna be talking to me about that. But that's what it was. I was surprised. It's good. Bristol's up and moving. So that's great news. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Oh, one footnote to that, Commissioner Stady, we were introduced to a new contracted hire through ARPA for Barnstable County. Her name is escaping me, but she was introduced as one of their coordinators under the program. So they're joined by their county director, assistant director, and now they have a contracted individual. Just met her for the first time last week, so that's the latest update from that group.
Okay. That completes the report on American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Moving along, in your packet, you'll see a request to use the Norfolk County parking lot for the Dedham Square Circle Trunk or Treat event. Pretty straightforward. I know they've used it before. It's a letter directed to John and Bill from Ann Miranda, who's the executive director of the Dedham Square Circle. They're going to hold their 10th annual trunk and treat event at the registry parking lot October 29th from 1 to 6. And a rain date on Sunday, October 30th from 1 to 6. Actual time of the event is 3 to 5. And the free parking brings in, this event brings in over 2,000 young children and families who safely trick or treat with cars decorated by local businesses and nonprofits. After the event, attendees will be encouraged to trick or treat in Dedham Square. This event is not a fundraising event. We kindly request a waiver of any fees. We don't charge anyone to use our parking lot, do we?
No, none of these circumstances.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. What
Yeah,
do we
no,
think?
no conflict with the dedication of the courthouse, right?
No.
No, that's the 6th.
We're clear. There's no
Yeah,
rain date in
no,
case
no.
it rains or,
There is a rain date associated with this, Commissioner.
Still, the
No, I
courthouse
meant
is
the
2 weeks
courthouse.
before,
so there's no, we're okay on that.
16th.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it locked down now.
All right,
I had
sounds
I had it as the 19th for
All right.
too, but
So, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I move to grant to the Dedham Square Circle, a nonprofit group, permission to utilize the parking lot behind the registry for their annual trunk or treat event and for the dates listed in their letter prepared by Ann Miranda, Executive Director. I move that motion today.
I'm fine with the motion. What we've done in the past as a courtesy to our register is the registry parking lot. So whenever we receive a request to have people use the parking lot, we just want to make sure we run it by the register. I think that's a courtesy that we
Yeah,
should
that's-
continue.
I think with standard procedure, but
Yeah.
it's good to remind us.
Okay. It's on the
Okay.
weekend. It's the
Right.
weekend.
Yeah, it's just a courtesy. We want to run it by them just to see if he has any questions. That's all.
Okay.
We'll send notice.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request from Dedham Square Circle Trunk or Treat event at the Norfolk County Registry parking lot in October. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next one is along the same vein. We dealt with this before. This is requesting the Norfolk and Dedham Group to use the Norfolk County parking lot on Monday, 10/3 from 5 to 7 and Tuesday, 10/4 from 3:30 to 7:30. They're hosting a private event and anticipate there will be time within this window of which our parking lot will be full. And we're hoping to use this for the overflow. This is from the folks at the Dedham and Norfolk Insurance Company, which is right down the street at 222 Ames Street, been our neighbor for 200 years. And they're familiar with our parking lot.
Mr. Chairman, I only got, on my letter, it just said one request, Tuesday, October 4th. Is that a different letter? You're stating
Your
two
letter
different,
does say that, but the agenda says,
I just have one request on my thing.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I think they have constricted their requests a little bit since we posted. So they only need the 1 day.
So move, Mr. Chairman, to grant to the Norfolk and Dedham Group permission to utilize the 60 spaces on October 4th from 4 to 7:30. Obviously, we do want to notify the registry on that
correct.
as well. The permission granted, motion moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of the Norfolk and Dedham Group for use of the Norfolk County parking lot on Monday, 10/3 from 7 PM,
Quick question.
5 to 7, and Tuesday, 10/4 from 3
They're an
to 7.
insurance company. Do we ever ask for any kind of insurance to protect us?
No,
No pun intended,
We have
but
Are they our carrier?
they're not.
I thought they were at one time. Okay.
They may
that's
have
fine.
been one. I don't believe it.
All in favor of Dedham
All
parking with us?
right,
Aye, it is a vote.
all right.
Number 17, request a Norfolk Lions Club of Massachusetts for a September Cancer Awareness Month resolution, which I think they supply us with. It says,
Mr. Chair, they gave us a template, but it's at the pleasure of the commission what to declare. And if you'd like, I can bring up their website as well for their initiative.
why don't we prepare this on a formal stationery, just put it on next week, still being in August, and we'll declare September as American Cancer Week,
Month.
month,
Well,
Cancer Awareness Month. Is that all right? Do we have any objections?
no, not at all.
Okay, here it is.
Not at all. I was just thinking this morning, I don't know if you have any football fans out there, but I happen to watch when I can Good Morning Football. And the new hostess, Jamie Erdahl, is going to be flown to Boston for the Jimmy Fund event that's taking place this weekend, which is another great cause for cancer
Oh, yeah.
kids. It's a great cause. So certainly support this. We all do. Make a motion to grant or nominate the month of September as Cancer Awareness for Children.
Endorse.
Into it.
Yep.
We'll put it on the next agenda.
That's great.
All in favor?
All right.
I'm sorry, so the vote was to endorse the request? or
Right,
to
and then
defer it?
I'll ask you to, or someone to put this on our
We
station.
can
and
put
we'll
it, we
just
can put it
out
through and
there.
then we'll sign it next week.
Yeah,
That's what we'll
that'd
do.
be nice.
We'll
So
get it
we
out.
voted it today, but we'll sign it next week.
Right.
Thank you.
Certainly, the motion would be resolved that month of September be declared Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Norfolk County. That's probably the most important.
In accordance with the request from the Norfolk Lions Club.
Right.
Okay, number 16. Report of the county director.
Relatively short list this afternoon. I wanted to remind folks that September 8th, we are changing our access protocols here at 614 High Street. You will need your badge fob to get into the building. Otherwise, you'll be electronically accessed in. If anybody has any questions about their fobs or need a fob, please see Mark McDonald.
I better go look for my-
The advisory board is meeting on September 14th. I sent out notice to the department heads yesterday, just a reminder. Any department interested in supplying content for that particular meeting, they're asked to get me their request by close of business on September 1st. I have a report from their engineering department that our Old River Place work across the street is proceeding. They had a little setback with the weather that rolled through yesterday and the day before, but they're back on target. This is a drainage project that is right across behind District Court. Stoughton District Court work is wrapping up. I believe I reported that we're expecting all work to be completed by
Hallelujah.
September 1st. The Superior Dome is pretty much done in terms of its upper level paint and repointing. They're removing the scaffolding as we speak. There may be some punch list items that we have to address later on. Our subcontracted clerk is helping us identify areas that we may want to touch up. Let's see. The advisory board that met recently made some changes to the FY23 appropriations. Please, department heads should know that Phil Iantosker is out this week. We anticipate him back Monday. We will be loading those changes at that time. If anybody has any problems with that, just give me a call. I'm sure we can work something out. And then finally, this afternoon, I'll be sending out a notice to selected individuals who will be working with the Abrahams Group as the county embraces the opportunity to create its first internal control plan. Mark has already spoken with Phil Iantoska and Nancy Rockwell, as well as members of the Treasury Department, but I believe he's going to be reaching out to several other folks to interview them about their internal controls. I'll send out that information this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions of Director Cronin?
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. Glad to see Stoughton, all
Yes.
set to go. That's great. That's great.
Number 17, emergency items or topics that the chair did not reasonably anticipate would be discussed. I believe we have one.
Through you, Mr. Chair, we have a matter involving a legal proceeding. I would request the commissioners to vote motion. I believe I provided it to Commissioner Stady relative to an action that came in late, and it is a timely matter according to legal counsel. So through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd ask the motion be read and a vote taken to allow our counsel to act on your behalf.
Commissioner Stady.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, through you, I'll make the motion that we will be to not oppose the motion filed by the Registry of Deeds and to direct counsel to file an answer to the allegation contained in the amended complaint.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye on the motion. Thank you very much.
That's all I have, sir.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Okay, so a second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. We have a full meeting next week.